Even though they are part of us, the Batwa became largely excluded from Ugandan society, and their communities suffer from extreme poverty and rejection. In the early 90s, government decided the conservation of wild animals was a pertinent issue that could not hold any longer. This did not come at no cost. The Batwa people got thrown out of the jungles, the home of their ancestors, which they shared with the wild beasts. From government statistics in 2002, the government did note that the Batwa community, originally known as the Pygmies, were only 3,000 in number. They were at the verge of extinction. The population here is quite small. These people do not grow old. When you look at them here, you think they are young children, but they are actually matures. The boy in green right there is 22 years old and ready to get married. He's now looking for a wife. There's a party made at home for him to get married. The boy in red right there is 17 years old. He's almost reaching the rightful age to get married. Their chairman is 80 years old and he looks like he is 32 years old. But it's a wide belief that they have been greatly ignored by the government. They come to the Bachiga to dig for food. When they dig, the Bachiga give them food. In this region, the Bachiga are considered as the rich people. The Batwa stay in small manyatas, very small houses, in small communities in these islands on Lake Bunyonyi. And that is the story we explore today. For thousands of years, the forest was home to an indigenous group of people, the Twa Pygmies. As the original dwellers of this ancient jungle, the Twa were known as the keepers of the forest. They survived by hunting small game, using arrows or nets, and gathering plants and fruit in the rainforest. They live in huts made of leaves and branches, moving regularly in search of fresh supplies of food. Like any other community, the Twa have leaders. 62-year-old Shabiruhanga Devian, whose name Devian means pray to God, is their councillor. Devian says the Twa live in small communities of about 60 people per village. As a councillor, her duty is to take care of her community and make sure that there are constant food supplies.
Habwo kuburana aho turabihinga kirabacire twaba twine kakabira abatuguriye nkakataka tujire batuhembo endi yo kuhinga
na ikakuriya nkashanga abatine akantu akokuteka muri ejo bizibo nobe nyine nkoko bogira ki bakanyamba.
But without sufficient land to grow crops with no alternative income-generating activity, the Twa community is faced with a food shortage. Not much has been done to support their personal development. Today, their community remains the most disadvantaged in Uganda, with hard-biting poverty. While agricultural development is increasingly growing in their area, most of it is done by non-Twa people who are able to afford the land. After the establishment of Bwindi National Park in 1991, the government forcefully evicted the Twa people who had lived as squatters on the periphery of the forests. Unfortunately, there was no financial compensation and even alternative land allocation. During their free time, the Twa will mostly engage in games, sitting around fireplaces and visiting friends. Sorghum is their staple food. Sorghum as a staple food, the few who have land grow it in the area. The people here, however, have challenges of access to clothes and other major essentials. A child may wear clothes for more than a month before it can be washed or changed. Several children and adults own a few pieces of cloth. This cycle affects their hygiene and well-being.
Today, most families live in basic grass-thatched structures built from sticks or small poles. Their population has been declining drastically.
7 to 8 people actually do sleep in here. And the most confusing thing I just found out is that there is a kitchen inside this place. And it's something that they do sleep in, more than 7 people. I asked them, if it rains, what exactly do? They have strong bodies that are resistant to rain. The rain goes in, but they are not bothered. This is a life that is lived by a small community of the Batwa, a population of less than 3,000 people in the entire country.
In tomorrow's edition, we take a look at health status of the Twa.